I'm Judy Shaw for NYSE Floor Talk. Joining me today is Lugene Forte. She is the CEO of Lime Financial. Lugene, it's so great to see you. Thanks for joining me on NYSE Floor Talk.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, Lugene, tell me, how has your experience in the financial services industry over the past 2 decades shaped your approach to leadership?
So that's a great question. Being here at the New York Stock Exchange actually feels like coming home for me. I started in the late 80s in the financial services industry, and I actually signed the book for the first time in the 90s, the early 90s. So coming back and becoming a member in November, right after COVID, when you first opened the exchange to new members, really felt like coming home to me. So over the last 2 decades, the whole dynamic of financial services industry has changed. I think it's gone from a much more personalized approach to clients to now so much more is electronic and product and technology driven. So with that evolution, I think that leaders ourselves had to evolve along with the changes in the ecosystem of the financial services industry. So after over the last 2 decades plus, I think my leadership style is really driven by my experience over the last 20 years. So I started as really a financial analyst in the late 80s, and I've worked in literally every department there is at a sell-side broker-dealer. So from sales and trading, compliance, legal operations, the full gamut. I think good leadership skills are built, not necessarily something that you're born with. And what I've learned is by working in these various departments throughout my career, I could really become the leader that I am today.
All right, now, Lugene, you were instrumental to the acquisition of Lime Execution by Score Priority and the company's new brand, Lime Financial. Tell us about the mission of the new company and what it means for traders today and investors.
Yes, so Lime Financial, we acquired Lime at the end of 2020. And, traditionally Score Priority, before we became Lime Financial, we were predominantly a retail online brokerage firm. So we were really servicing the individual investor who was trading from time to time, not an active trader or a quant-based trader. And as a firm, we definitely saw the void in the market, and we wanted to basically acquire Lime because of its clearly stable and powerful engine and technology stack. So the goal of Lime Financial is to really merge the two. So we want to service the full span of clients, from a typical retail investor all the way to a super quantitative, sophisticated hedge fund. And that acquisition enabled us to merge the two client bases and offer solutions, sort of bringing Wall Street to Main Street, so to speak, and leveraging that technology. So that's part of the vision. We trade approximately 100 million shares a day. So we're kind of the little engine that could. And we process probably 4 billion events a month, which is quite large. And what we're trying to do at Lime Financial is really service that full spectrum of investors. So as a trader becomes more sophisticated in their journey, they may start out as just using a web-based platform, trading equities and simple options, and they graduate. Clients change, investors change, and as they grow, we want to be a solution towards them in that journey. And acquiring Lime was really key to avail our clients of that wide breadth of services.
All right, so now that Lime Financial is launched, tell me what's next.
A lot is next. We're continuing to obviously focus on our core client base. What we've noticed in the industry is that traders don't come from your typical finance background or economic background. Most of people that are graduating and coming into the financial markets as traders come from a much more data science, applied math, and computer science background. And that's where Lime really shines and where Lime Financial will shine. They are very focused on running and creating their own strategies. They don't want to use someone else's strategies. They spent a lot of time and money developing their own strategies, and they are looking for a firm that's agency only and can support that strategy. So the demographic of our client base, I think across all of Wall Street, has dramatically changed, where you see now that, I think the growth rate in data scientists is going to be 26% growth. So 11 million more jobs will come out of that field. These traders are looking for something different, and they're looking for that stability and infrastructure to leverage their technology that they've created. And we're doing a few new things. We're adding an asset class of futures. So we recently became members of the National Futures Association. So we're adding that on as an asset class. We're creating APIs so that clients that write their strategies, even if they're more junior, can sort of graduate into writing code that's much more simple, where you don't need a PhD to write code to get into our technology platform. And for the more sophisticated clients or active traders that we're trying to source, it's expensive. I'm not going to lie. It's an expensive endeavor to write your own code and connect to the markets directly. So we're doing a few creative things around virtual private servers where, in the past you would have to spend an inordinate amount of money to buy a server hosted in a co-location, one of our data centers, such as Mahwah, Secaucus, Carteret. What we're doing now is we're co-locating servers. So if you graduate to that more professional quant-based trader, you can do it at a lower cost because you can share a server. So we're trying to basically allow clients and traders across the board to really access that robust Lime technology.
Great. All right. Well, Lugene, it's been wonderful to talk with you. Thanks for joining me on Floor Talk.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.